All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Um, my name is Janny Copeland. I'm a triple diamond, and I've been in for just a little over 2 years, actually, more like 2 years and 3 months. And this company has literally just pretty much turned my whole life upside down in a good way. Just to give you guys a little quick, just my quick story. I was a hairdresser my whole life felt like from the time I was turned 18. That's really all I ever did. And I wasn't looking for something. This company literally found me. Nobody sent me a message and asked me to join. I believe it was just meant to happen. I found this company because of the wraps. That you will find is how a lot of people are going to find you and get interested in what you're doing is because of those wraps. I never ever knew in 1,000 years that everything else would fall into place the way it has, or that I would quit my job, or none of that. None of that. I never got into this with the mindset of replacing my income. I just wanted to buy stuff and not feel guilty about it. I just wanted to go to Sephora, be able to buy a couple expensive tubes of lipstick and not have to worry about it. Or maybe even make enough to buy a car and have that extra monthly payment money, coming in that didn't have to come in from my salon income. So that was my big top goal was like, oh my gosh, if I make $500 selling these wraps, I'll be so stoked. So whatever your goal is right now, write it down. And if it's, starting out at $500 a month and you want to be a Ruby, then great. Just know that when you hit that goal and it's time to set a new goal, you can literally go anywhere in this company. It doesn't matter how much time you have, how much time you don't have. We all have 24 hours in the day. I did not have time. So when people tell me they don't have time, I'm like, okay, girl, if anyone didn't have time, it was me. My baby at the time, 5 months old, she still is pretty high maintenance, almost 3-year-old now, but she didn't sleep at night. She didn't let me put her down. So I was working this business, holding a baby, a pretty chubby one in the left arm, and my cell phone in my right. So believe me. And when I was at work, I was finding little ways to work my business. It's not like you're going to need to have 6 to 8 hours to put in a row. Most of us don't have that physical, we just don't have that time. So I was hiding in the bathroom for a couple extra minutes at work, sitting in my car for a couple extra minutes before I got out of the car. I was messaging people, and then I would, as soon as I had it 5 seconds, I would check and see if they messaged me back so that I could shoot them a quick message again. It was finding ways, finding time. And before I knew what happened, I made enough to give myself more time, to not work as much, to take off a couple days at the salon. And then before I knew what I had, I didn't need to work at the salon anymore, you guys. And that's how I paid my bills since I was 18 years old. So for me to be able to actually look at my bank account and realize that I don't even need to go to work anymore, I just need to keep doing this it works thing. And then I can turn it into something even greater. So since I was able to quit my job, my husband quit his job. Since we were able to do that and put in even more time, we promoted again, and just in October got $50,000 in bonuses from reaching the third highest rank in the company, which, like I said, my goal was 500 a month. So it's still surreal. Any of you can do this. I am not a salesperson. I don't want any of you to be salespeople, because if you go into this with that mentality, who can I get? Who can I sign up? Who can I talk into this? That is the wrong mentality. You should be looking at who you can help. And by helping them, whether it's with a product or with the opportunity to make an extra income, you are going to help change their life. You are going to give them a gift that, to be honest, I wish somebody would have offered this to me years ago. Somebody's calling me from Texas. I don't know who you are. So if you look at it like that, you change your mindset, you can literally go anywhere. So I am going to kind of go over a couple of basics with you guys just really quick. Some of you are brand new. So I want to share my screen real quick, and I'm just going to take you through, and we're recording this right now too. So I want people to be able to see. I want people to be able to see this later. So I'm just going to get rid of that really quick. Okay. Come on. Okay. So when you first log in, I'm just going to sign out. It's going to look like this. and you're given I believe now it's 9 digits, the number. So if you just signed up, yours probably starts with a 10, and you can get that from your email. You can get that from your sponsor as well. And then you're going to log in with your password. And once you log in, this is the main screen that you're going to see all of these. Let me get rid of this. All of these options at the top. And I'm just going to kind of show you a couple of them, and then you can take a little bit of time to explore this later. But for now, really all you need to know is a couple of these. So settings. If you were enrolled by your sponsor and you didn't do it yourself, then you can go in here and you can change your address. You can change your website if you don't like the name you picked. You can change your login name. You can change your card that you have on file. All of that stuff can be changed right here. And I believe this is where you also change your picture. Yeah, this is where you can change your picture for your website. So right here, when people go to your website to order products, they'll see your name and your little picture up in the top right-hand corner. So it's just a nice little touch for them to know that it is in fact the right person. So that's a good idea to do that. Support right here, this is where you can click to actually make a customer service request without having to call customer service. So that's really helpful. If you need something right away, it's good to just call them. But if it's after hours or something that doesn't need to happen right away, then you can just click on support. It Works You. This is one of the most important ones you need as a new distributor. It's where all of your corporate training is. Depending on what kind of device you're on, if you click this, you should have a whole lot of individual videos that you can watch. Every single category here has its own video. Sometimes you can't get the video, but you can download all of the PDF and you can just read it. Like I have an Apple computer for whatever reason. Oops, mine doesn't get the videos. I don't know. So definitely click on It Works You and start your corporate training. It is definitely the foundation that you need to understand the business. So you don't need to watch it all at once, but definitely the way they've broken it down individually like this, you can get through maybe 1 through 10, and then you left off on video 10. You can start watching, a couple here and there. So the next thing, auto shipment. So your auto shipment is something that a lot of times it's automatically set up for you. For you to change this, this is a big one. You're going to want to know how to do this. For you to change it, if you don't have one at all, this will be blank. You can click on Create New Auto Shipment right here. And then you're just going to select from the categories. You'll notice that the products have a dollar amount and then they have a BV amount. BV stands for bonus volume. So some of them are not exactly equal. As you can see, defining gel is $45. It's worth 40 BV. So as a distributor, to be commission qualified, this is something, if you're taking notes, you want to write this down. To be commission qualified, your auto shipment needs to be set up every month for 80 BV. So not $80, but 80 BV. It's usually 2 products, sometimes 3, depending on what you order. That is optional. You don't have to set up an auto shipment, but it is the only way to 100% guarantee you're going to get commission. So once you set up your auto shipment, you choose your products, then you're going to save your auto shipment, make sure that it gets saved. And that is that. The other way, just since I'm on the topic of commission qualification, the other way to be commission qualified if you're not running an auto shipment is to have 150 in order BV. So that means stuff you might order, your customers order underneath you. 150 BV will commission qualify you as well. So moving on, document library. This is another one. If you have a printer, I'm going to give you guys a couple things I want you to print out as soon as you can. This is going to really, really help you. First of all, anything you could ever want to know about our company is in here. There are hundreds of documents. There are documents in every language in every country that we're in. So no matter where you are, or if you have a cousin in France or a cousin in Spain, they are going to be able to sign up and have access to everything in their language too. So it's very, very user-friendly. Now, I want you guys to print off your steps to success. It looks like this. This is what we follow every single month, month after month after month. And this sheet of paper right here, if you keep doing this over and over again, will eventually get you as high as you want to go. And I'm not even kidding a little bit. You fill this out 7 times, you're a diamond. And all of you guys, I think, are aware of the bonus right now for hitting diamond within 3 months. So you definitely want to print this off, learn it, do it, teach it. The second thing you want to print off is your Ruby chart. This is the Ruby chart. Now, to be Ruby, you have 3 distributors that you bring in, or maybe if your upline helps you, or, you know, that sort of thing, you may not sign all 3 of these people up yourself, but you do have 3 distributors underneath you. One of those distributors has 2 distributors, and then each one of those distributors is going to have 400 in total volume from, again, customers' orders, their own personal orders, and that sort of thing. And then when you do that, you just got Ruby. Now, the cool thing about getting Ruby, this right here is like a building block. Every rank in this entire company, all the way up to Ambassador Diamond, that's an average of almost $40,000 a month. Every single rank is made up of this. If you can get to Ruby, and you can get to Ruby again, and you can teach someone else how to get to Ruby, it's this whole business is duplication. You learn this, you just learned the business. Very, very simple. It's just a matter of doing it and doing it and doing it again. So you want to print out your Ruby chart, because this is basically like your map. You guys all remember MapQuest back when, before we had, you know, smartphones and GPS, we had MapQuest where you would go somewhere you didn't know where it was. So you'd print out your map and then you would put it in your purse, or you would not find your destination. This is your map. Print out your map. If you want to get somewhere and you want to get to your next rank, you have to know where that rank is. You have to know where you're going. I've been doing this over 2 years. I still have my map, which is a little more complicated looking than that one, but it's blown up and laminated on my wall right now. And that's where I'm going. If I do not have that printed out, I will not get there. I have not promoted to any rank in this company without having that piece of paper. I promise you guys, you need it. So sometimes I'll talk to a distributor like 2 months in, and I'm helping them with, you know, their chart or how close they are to a promotion. And I'll say, okay, well, where's your Ruby chart? Let me see where you're at. And they're like, oh, I don't have my Ruby chart. I'm telling you guys right now, from day one, you need to print that out. If you don't have a printer, like I didn't for the first 16 months of my business, I didn't have a printer. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a big smartphone. I had a little smartphone and I just made it work. I spent quite a bit of time at the local Kinko's. They got to know me pretty well. I would swipe my card and print out stuff as fast as I could because it's charging me by the minute. And then I would pay for everything and I would go home with my stuff. So just don't let any obstacles get in your way. Just do what you need to do, and, you know, figure it out. But these things are going to help you a lot. So your Ruby chart, your steps to success, and then there's 2 more things that you're going to want to print out. And you can get all of these things right here in Document Library. So you're just going to search, and I'll show you guys loyal customer forms. Just type in loyal, hit search, and it pops up right here. Loyal customer order form. Print that out. Actually print out 4 of them, and I'll tell you why. And then distributor, same thing. You're going to print out distributor form, and you're going to print out 3 of those. And I'll tell you guys why. So you want to print out, just going to, in case some of you are still taking notes, 4 loyal customer forms, 3 distributor forms, 1 steps to success, and your Ruby chart. And if you are going to a Kinko's like I did, you might just want to print out multiples of those things so that you don't have to keep going back, because I did that and it was kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so I'm going to stop this for a second. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of why I told you to print out 4 of those loyal forms and 3 of those distributor forms. Because as a new distributor, steps to success, this is 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. So by having those 4 customer forms, you have it right in front of you. You already know what you need to do. Now, if you work at a busy job, for me, I was very busy at the salon when I joined. So when I was at work, I didn't have a lot of time to do It Works. I was busy client after client. Didn't even have a lot of time to talk to my coworkers because we were like, you know, back and forth, like not really having time to talk too much. But by having those forms with me, you guys, that is how I got customers at work. It was multitasking, and it was the best thing that I actually ever did to get customers. So I would be maybe talking to them, but didn't have, didn't have a chance to like right then get their info. Oh my gosh, let me sign you up. It was more like, okay, I have a form in my purse here, fill this out when you can, and then leave it on my station. And they'd fill it out, and then they would drop it off before they left. And then when I got home at the end of the day, I would have a few of those forms all filled out, credit card information, everything. And then when I got home, I would have like 3 new customers to input, but I didn't have time during the day to do it because I was busy. So those customer forms are awesome. Also for signing up a loyal customer, when you're not physically with them, having that form is still helpful because you know what information you need to get from them. You can fill it out for them over the phone or whatever. And then, or you could even actually take a picture of the form if you wanted to and screenshot it to them and say, okay, here's the form. I'm filling it out for you. So just send me this info and I'll do it all for you. So those forms are really good. Same exact thing for the distributor forms. Same thing. When you're talking to somebody, start filling that form out as you're talking to them. Okay, what's your address? What's your spelling of your full name? What's your phone number? You're slowly getting them signed up, even if they're not ready to sign up that day. You're already getting their information. You're writing it down. By the time they are ready, maybe you only need to get 1 or 2 more pieces of info and you're ready to put them in the system. So those forms are they're going to make your life so much easier. So backtracking on a little bit, what exactly a loyal customer is, besides the backbone, they're the backbone of your business. I mean, distributors are important, but you could not make, you could sign up distributors all day long. If you weren't getting customers and if you weren't teaching them how to get customers, you would not make $1, which is kind of staggering, right? You sign up a new distributor, you don't make any money from that. You make money when they start bringing in customers and they start making money. That's when you start making money. And I love that because so many companies out there, you guys, are just about signing people up, signing them up, forgetting about them because you get money. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $200 or whatever people get for signing somebody up. But we don't get $1. And I'm actually glad because now I understand why. We are supposed to take them and teach them and help them. And when they start making money, that's when you make money. So I love that about our compensation plan. So customers, what is a loyal customer? A loyal customer is somebody who orders any product for 3 consecutive months. There is no fee to being a loyal customer as long as they do those 3 consecutive months. Now, if they don't do the 3 months, even though they ordered as a loyal customer, that second month they say, oh, I want to cancel, I don't want to do the loyal customer, then they will get charged the $50 loyal customer fee. So it is definitely in their best interest to finish out those 3 months. Now, the cool thing about this program is they can switch the product each month. So make sure people know that because a lot of people are not told. They think, oh, well, what if the wraps don't work and I'm stuck buying them for 2 more months? You can switch the product, try hair, skin, and nails for the second month, try greens for the 3rd month. And they designed it this way because there are wraps and then there are lifetime products. Wraps are, it's our biggest product that we have. But if you look at my organization and my order history, wraps only make I don't say a small part, but they're only a chunk. The majority of the orders in my I have almost 2,500 loyal customers in my team, and a vast majority of them are not for wraps. That is because we're getting people to try something for month 2 or month 3 that is a lifetime product like greens or, something else. So loyal customers is the lifeblood of everything that we do. So your first goal as a new distributor, here it is to get 4 loyals as fast as you can get them. Just get out there and start talking to people and start asking them. Now, you might have seen some of us say, looking for product testers, looking for product models, who wants to take one of my 4 spots. We are talking about loyal customers. However, wording it this way is so much more enticing and exciting, and you will sign more loyal customers than if you post on your Facebook and say, who wants to become a loyal customer? So that is when you're reading that from the things that we're posting, that is really what we're talking about is loyal customer program. So anyway, 3 months, any product, they can order 4 products for the first month. And then they do not have to order all for the second month, their order can change as long as they're getting something each month for 3 months. Okay. Now, okay, let's see here. Now, how do you get loyals? Okay. This is where it's going to take a little bit of practice. My first few conversations were atrocious, like super word vomit. I said way too much and then wondering why people didn't respond to me. Like I was sending like, 2 paragraphs describing what the wraps did, how much they were, how often you need to use them, all this stuff. You guys just take it down, scale it down, keep it simple, really simple. If they ask you what the wraps do, tell them what the wraps do. They are for tightening, toning, and firming in as little as 45 minutes with an exclamation mark. Then wait for them. They will ask another question, I promise. They always do. Where can I use it? How long does it last? How long do the results last? Answer their questions one at a time, and that's it. Don't tell them how much they are until they ask you how much they are. This is the biggest piece of advice I can give you with signing loyals, because there's always somebody who doesn't listen, and then they're like, I can't get anybody to sign up. So just trust me. It's like a ping pong or a tennis match. They ask a question, you answer the question. They ask a question, you answer the question. So keep it really simple. And during this process, when you're new, stay in really close contact with your sponsor. Let them help you, because once you kind of get the hang of it, you will be like a bird with its wings ready to fly. But in the very beginning, it's pretty easy to kind of like crush the conversation, say too much or say the wrong thing. Now, some words that we never say, I definitely recommend not saying the word auto shipment. I'm always going to make sure they know it is an auto shipment without saying that. Like, what does it mean for me to be a loyal, or what does it mean for me to be a product model? All you need to do, and I always say that, all you do is order one product for 3 consecutive months. And I always say consecutive because it's not just 3 months during the year, it's 3 consecutive months. You get the discount right away. Are you in? Something like that. So they know they're ordering a product each month. But I didn't say auto shipment because that word scares the pants off people. It scared the pants off me before I was part of this company. It's a word that is a turnoff word. Commitment. I don't usually even say buy. It's just a subconscious thing that gets into people's head. The word buy, they know they're buying something, but the word buy, for some reason, trust me, I've played around with this. I'll say try or order, but I won't say commitment, auto shipment, things like that. So that is just a little bit of conversation tips on signing loyal. But please, 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 you're not expected to remember all of this. When you are having your first conversations, I always tell my distributors, take a screenshot, send it to me. I'm doing this full time now, so I'm here to help you. So ask your sponsor for help. If they don't get back to you, or if they're busy, or if they're not around, then post to the team page and say, oh my gosh, I'm brand new. Somebody help me land this first customer, and it's super fun and it's super exciting to start getting your first one and your first 4. So you want to get your first 4 as fast as you can. Now, the other way to do this is to start writing your hundreds list. So you want to start, I recommend getting a notebook, like a little cheap, $2 notebook from the store, right? This is my hundreds list actually. So I write down names, and this is going to be the foundation of your business, is this book. This list might start out with 20 names when you're brand new. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of names at this point because it's networking. So you're going to start out with just keeping it really simple. Who would you tell if you just found out you were pregnant, or if you just got engaged, or if your daughter just got engaged, or something major just happened in your life? Who are the first 15 people that would get a call from you or a text message from you? Those people should be easy right off the bat. Write their names down. Those are your first 15 that you're going to tell, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just started a brand new business. And be yourself. I'm not going to give you an exact script. I can definitely give you some ideas, and your sponsor can give you some ideas, but you should be yourself and be you. If you say, hey girl, because I told you to say, hey girl. And they're like, that's not you. That's not how you talk, be yourself. But who are those first 15 people? Reach out to them, ask them to support you, ask them if they want to try a product for 90 days and you'll give them your discount. And what is that? We just went over that, right? It's really a loyal customer. Loyal customers are 90 days because it's 3 months. And by saying you'll give them your discount, loyal customers get the same discount that distributors get. So we tweak the wording a little bit and it's so much more exciting and enticing. Hey, Stacy, oh my gosh, haven't talked to you in a while. Your baby's so cute, something personal, whatever. So I have to tell you, you're one of the first people I could not wait to tell. I just joined a company called It Works. Not sure if you've heard of it. I have 4 discounted spots to let you try anything you want and use my discount. Are you in? Do you want one of those spots? That is like a perfect message. Send that out to those first 15, okay? And then once you've done that, you start getting responses back from people. Maybe you get some no's, maybe you get some ignores. That's totally normal. When Stacy writes you back and says, oh my gosh, what do you have? Blah, blah, blah. You start having a conversation with her. She decides she wants to try the wraps, but she doesn't get paid till next Friday. So that's where this book comes in. You're going to write in this book, next Friday, payday, and you're going to highlight it or whatever. Because otherwise you think you're going to remember to call Stacy on Friday when she gets paid. You're not going to remember. And I know this for a fact because to this day, I still find people that I let fall through the cracks when I'm messaging, and I'll run into some message and it's from like 7 months ago. And they said, oh yeah, hit me up in a month. I'm on vacation. And then I've obviously never hit them up because I just found the message. So make sure that you're writing notes in your book. Put a reminder in your phone. If you have a wall calendar, if you're still a wall calendar person, I'm a wall calendar person as opposed to a phone. I like a little more old school, but that's how I am. So I'll write a note on my calendar. Stacy payday wants wraps, and I'll write it down so that I know I'm not going to let that fall through the cracks. So just know that a lot of people might not become a customer the first time you talk to them. Case in point, 2 minutes before I started this Zoom, I was inputting a loyal customer. She is one of my former, we've been friends since like 2004. So she's a really good friend. We lost touch for a lot of years, but we've recently kind of reconnected. It has taken until today for her to sign up as a loyal customer. So just know that some people are going to take a lot more work than others. And somebody else, you might contact them and they're like, sure, I'll try it. I've been trying to grow out my hair forever. What is it? Yeah, here's my credit card. Some people might be easy and some people might not be easy. But I'll tell you one thing. You never know who is going to be your life-changing person on your team. They might start out as a loyal customer. They might disguise themselves as just somebody who's buying wraps from you. But 2 months later, they might decide, my results are amazing. I want to be on your team. And they might just take off and change your life and theirs. You never know who that person is going to be. So don't count anybody out. I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there. The one who I just signed up as a loyal customer 29 minutes ago is the number 1 person on my future distributor hot list. Her name, I'm staring right at it right now. I have a paper on my wall that says hot list. These are people that I'm dreaming of to have in my business. Her name is on that list and I just signed her up as a loyal. Maybe not a distributor yet, but she's going to. She's going to. I'm putting it out. And I've told her that too. Said, by the way, Brittany, I know you might not be ready right now, but you are going to end up on my team and you are going to be amazing and you are going to pass me up. And she just laughs, but she is. I'm just putting it out there. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm not going to lie, you guys. It's taken me 2 years to get her as a customer, but it's worth it. So don't give up on anybody. Okay. Lost my train of thought a little bit right there, but I do have some notes so I don't totally lose what I'm saying. So anyway, start that hundreds list. And that's where those loyal customer forms that you printed out and that you're going to print out, those distributor forms, when you start messaging people, you can start utilizing those forms. Okay. Another tip to signing up loyals. I have told a lot of you guys that I've signed up myself. You've all heard me say this. I hardly ever give out my website. I hardly ever do it. And here's why. When you give somebody your website, then you're just stuck waiting, twiddling your thumbs. They're like, okay, I'm totally going to order. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, can't wait to try this. And then it's like crickets. You can still sign them up by reminding them, hey, have you had a chance to look yet? Oh no, I'm super busy. I will tonight. Or, okay, I want to order the hair, skin, and nail pills. What's your website? Here's my website. Okay, cool, awesome, thanks. And then you're just stuck waiting for your email to tell you that they've ordered. Trust me when I tell you that your enrollments are going to go up about 95% if you get their information and enroll them yourself. Case in point, Brittany, who just signed up as a loyal customer, that girl would probably take another 8 months to do it herself. She's busy. She has 3 kids. She works full time. I totally understand that. I've had stuff in my Amazon shopping cart for my best friend who's having a baby, and I really need to finish it. I'm the same way. We're all most of us are procrastinators. So if you Lindsay, I saw Lindsay raise her hand. Most of us are procrastinators. I'm not kidding you guys. Her baby shower is next weekend, and I still have a bunch of crud in the Amazon shopping cart. I need to just finalize it and do it. This is the reason you take their information yourself. It's human nature. So here's how that conversation might go. Okay, I definitely want to do the wraps. What's your website? Then this is you. And as a new distributor, you guys, this is the world's best tip. So don't lose this one. If you are brand new, this is what you say. Oh my gosh, actually, would you just send me your info and I can put it through because you're my first customer, or you're one of my first customers. I want to make sure I know what I'm doing. I want to practice. And then you don't have to do it, LOL, or something like that. Again, sound like yourself. I use emojis, LOL, all that kind of stuff. But this has helped so many people just this week get their first customer by saying, hey, do you mind? Just send me your info because I need to practice doing this anyway as a new distributor. You're going to be my very first customer. Also, by telling someone they're your first customer, if they are your first customer or your second customer, they can feel that you're excited, and they're probably not going to let you down and flake because you just told them, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You're my first customer. Thank you so much. They're probably not going to flake out on you when you just said that to them. So that's another little tip. But to this day, I sign up 98% of my loyals by putting through the info. I say, okay, awesome. I don't even say, here's my website at all anymore. I just say, okay, awesome. Here's some info that I need to grab from you. And then as soon as I put it through, you'll get your confirmation email. It'll ship straight to you. Sound good? Or something like that. I always end my messages with a question, because when you say a question, you're asking them to respond to you. If you don't end it with a question, a lot of times they just kind of let it go. So then I send them the info that I need. They'll either send it back, or if they're uncomfortable sending you their info, that's totally fine. Your next resort is to say, here's my website. Are you going to order it now? Because I'll stay by my phone. I'll walk you through it to make sure you get the discount. That's like the plan B, because then they know, okay, this girl's waiting by her phone, so I guess I'll do it now because she's going to make sure she can help me if I need anything. So those are my 2 tips to actually sign them up. Now, next thing you want to do as a brand new distributor, and this is something your sponsor can help you with, you need to schedule a launch party. It doesn't mean you have to run your business by doing parties. I know when I joined, I wanted nothing to do with parties. I wanted to wear my sweatpants and be at my house with my baby. But you need to do a launch party. It is so awesome to get your business off the ground by getting everybody together, even if it takes a couple of different parties for everybody's schedules to work out, and just get those first 4 customers. Many times with your launch party, you'll get your first 4 customers in one party. And it might take you a month to get those online or messaging individually. So get with your sponsor, schedule a launch party. You can do an online party. You could do an in-home party. I recommend doing one of each, an in-home party for your local friends and family, and an online party for all of your Facebook friends that aren't near you. So your sponsor can help you with both of those things. I think I already gave you guys some good messages for loyals. As far as sample messages that you can kind of at least have a place to start from, and you can always change it to fit the way that you talk and who you are. But as I said, sample messages for loyals. Oh my gosh, hey Aunt so-and-so, I'm so excited. I just started a new business. I'm really, if you're nervous, say, I'm really nervous. I'm really excited. This is totally new for me. I have 4 discounted spots. We have so many amazing products. I'd love for you to try something and get my discount. Do you want to take one of my 4 spots? That's a perfect sample message for you to use. Okay. Now, you can also start sending out messages to people that you think would be great in the business. You don't have to wait. There's no day that you have to wait till you can do that. Just, again, be yourself, be excited. Best thing to do is ask the people, like your best friend, maybe it's your sister, maybe it's your high school friend, and she's like been depressed and broke on Facebook and she talks about it all the time. Send a message and say, oh my gosh, I just started this business. I really think you should do it with me. I'm going for a $10,000 bonus and my sponsor's helping me, and I know she'll help you too. Do you want to make some money? Do you want to do this with me? We can do it together. We can learn together. You guys, I signed up my first distributor when I still was very green. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And she was my friend at work. I didn't ever pretend to know what I was doing. I just said, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to make this work. And I really think you'd be good at it. You should do it with me. And she did. I didn't know what I was doing, but that's what I said to her. Everything else, you can get help from your sponsor. You don't need to know the whole business. You don't need to be in for 3 months and memorize every ingredient in the wraps. I couldn't even tell you 5 ingredients that are in the wraps, you guys. And that is the truth. I know there's a bunch of herbs in there, and that's about it. You do not need to memorize facts and memorize all these things. You learn as you go. Network marketing, it's like you have a parachute, a really strong, amazing parachute, and you're just going to jump and open it. As you float, you're going to learn. That's what I'm here for. That's what your sponsor's here for. Just the fact that you guys are on this Zoom right now means that you were either invited by somebody or you're on my team or both. But you have support. There are so many people in multi-level direct sales companies that are literally signed up and they're sent some info from the company and then they just have to figure it out. They don't have an upline. They don't have a leader. They don't have anybody. There's plenty of people in It Works too that don't have sponsors, or their sponsor quit and now they're just kind of floating around trying to figure things out. You guys have support. So just know that you can call your sponsor, or if they're like not really involved, you can find out who your diamond upline is. And you can say, hey, I'm brand new, but I think my cousin would be really good at this. I think I can get her on the phone tomorrow. Are you available? And that is what this business is about. I did not know a thing to say to, it was my salon owner. I think I was about a month and a half in. I was terrified of presenting the business to her. I knew that I would fumble over my words. I knew that I would forget what I was going to say, or I would say too much, or I would not say enough. I was really nervous, but I knew that I wanted to get her involved. So I got my upline on a FaceTime, a Skype or whatever, and she helped me seal the deal. I just kind of sat there actually and let her do the work because I was just like, okay. And 40 minutes later, I had a new distributor on my team. So let your upline help you, or it's kind of a waste if you don't let us help you. So now I'm going to give you guys some tips for what you should be doing every day, especially if you're on fast track. A lot of you guys joined because you're excited about this Go bonus, right? There was no Go bonus when I joined. There was no Go Fast bonus when I joined. The bonuses that are in place right now are first time they've ever done a 3-month or a 6-month bonus. Even when there was a bonus, it was like you had to get it by the end of that month. You were in, or bye-bye. So the fact that they've now laid it out in a different structure, just know that it's pretty darn amazing because I've never seen them do this. So these are some things that you want to do daily. Post on Facebook. I'm just going to cover this really quick. If you're scared, get over it. Nobody pays your bills. I got negative feedback a little bit from people in my own family, but mostly I had supportive friends, and if they weren't supportive, they kept it to themselves. I was lucky. Some people don't get that lucky and they have a loudmouth that, makes them want to quit on their first day. Don't let that person win because they are not happy with their own life. Okay. And a couple of you know who I'm talking to you because you need to hear it, but nobody pays your bills except for you. And the person who was mean to me was my own immediate family member, but luckily I did not let her get the best of me. And it took 1 year, but she told me publicly on Facebook that she was proud of me and my success. And it took a year, but I'm pretty glad I didn't quit because of what she said to me. So post. Now there's completely separate trainings that go farther, much more detailed into how to post, what to post, social media. So this is just a very, very basic, but you do want to post your life and your business on the same page. I don't recommend starting a business page and then having your personal page separate. It doesn't work for anyone that I've ever seen in 2 years. There's been plenty that have tried it because they're embarrassed or they don't want to bug people. It's your page. There are so many people that post the most ridiculous, controversial, rude things ever, and they're not worried about bugging anybody. You are bettering your life and offering amazing products to help people, and you're not shoving it down their throat. So if you're worried about bugging people with that, then they're the wrong people. So you want to post your funny thing your cat did, the funny thing your kid did, a super funny video that you found online, the stuff you've always posted, hopefully, and incorporate your business. I kind of like to sandwich, like I'll post something about me drinking the greens in the morning and then maybe a funny video of my daughter and then a business post and, sandwich. But now how to post and what to post again. I'm not going to get into all that because it's a whole different training, but get with your sponsor and they will help you. And we have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of sample posts that have been put up in the past. You can use anything we've ever posted. Just make sure it sounds like you. You might change it a little bit, but you can use pictures and all that kind of stuff. Again, with daily things that you want to do, add friends every day. You want to start that from day one because you're going to run out of the people that you know really well. Your friends, family, you're going to run out of them pretty quickly. If you're really messaging a lot of people, you might run through those people the first couple of days. And then you're like, well, now who do I ask? So you got to be adding friends, messaging people, then following up with people. The more people you message, the more people you're going to be able to follow up with every day too. And most of the time on signing customers, you're going to be signing them up by the follow-up, not from the first contact, which is again why your list is so important. Have no excuses. Don't let your excuses get in the way of your success. Picture yourself 60 to 90 days from now. Where do you want to be? Can you imagine you're going to be seeing a lot of people in the next couple of months posting that they got their $10,000 bonuses, posting that they hit diamond, posting that they were able to pay this off or go to Disneyland with their family, whatever you want to do. 10K. You're going to be seeing a lot of that. And how's it going to feel if you see one of these faces that's on this training right now? You're going to see some of you guys are going to do it. Some of you aren't. And that's up to you. Some of you are going to take this and run with it and take the advice and do it. And some of you, it's just going to be another training that you watched and you unfortunately won't. That's just the way it is. I hope that it will be all of you. All of you can definitely do this, but the training is only going to take you so far. You have to do it. You have to put in the work and the time. And then I promise you, it will come. It will definitely come. Write down why you're doing this. Tell your sponsor why you're doing this so that they can help you be accountable and help you when you're having a rough day. Remember why you're doing this. Write it down. I wrote mine down. I didn't do it on my first week because I thought it was kind of cheesy. I won't lie. But here it is. This is my little pin board. And I wrote it down and I found it in an old box. But here it is. I wrote down why I'm doing this. I remember feeling silly as I wrote it. Literally, I did. I felt kind of stupid, but I wrote it down anyway. And then when my family member sent me that message, I read that and it did. It helped me feel better. I'm like, why would I let her take that away from me? Why would I let her get in the way of that? So write it down because you will have a rough day or, this is not unlike, there's nothing perfect about it. You're going to have frustrating days, but
I've had frustrating days in any job or endeavor that I've ever had, whether it was happy or not happy, jobs I hated, jobs I loved. I've had frustrating bad days at work in every field. I loved being a hairdresser. I still had days where I wanted to stab people with a comb and wanted to quit my job or left the salon with tears welling in my eyes. Like, we all have bad days. The difference in network marketing is because in network marketing can make you a millionaire. And I pretty much guarantee whatever job that you have before you get into it, unless you own a company, you can't become you just can't. It's physically impossible for most people to become a millionaire in a normal job. Network marketing, it's nowhere near impossible. So you pick and choose where you want to have your bad days. I'd rather have my bad days here any day of the week. So just think about it in terms of that. Write down your why, write down your goals. Okay, this is important, and I almost forgot to say it. We're almost done. We're just a couple more minutes. And I am recording this. You guys can always just fast forward through and kind of revisit any of this. But this is really big. So remember when I told you your first goal is to get 4 loyal customers? Well, when you get your first 2, that's really your first mini goal, is to get 2. You have to do it within 30 days of joining. So it's not 30 days of when you get your kit. It's 30 days of when you signed up. And here's why you want to do that. That makes you fast start qualified. You want to be fast start qualified so that later you can earn fast start bonuses. Now, how do you do that? You first get fast start qualified. Then you bring in a new distributor to your team. So let's say your cousin Sarah joins your team. You're already fast start qualified because you got your 2 loyals and you're commission qualified. Commission qualified is when you run your ADB auto shipment, okay? Or you have that 150 in order volumes. We talked about that in the beginning. So you're commission qualified, you have your first 2 loyal customers, you're now fast start qualified, ready to go. Now you sign up your cousin Sarah on your team. You're going to teach her the same things that were taught to you, because remember, this business is all about duplication. So you're going to not just sign her up and then let her figure it out. You're going to sign her up and you're going to get with her and you're going to get her onto a training like this or something, and you're going to teach her what a loyal customer is, how to get a loyal customer, how to get 2 loyal customers. And guess what happens? When she gets 2 loyal customers, you get $100. Doesn't even matter if they have to order 25 BV or higher. So a bottle of Fat Fighters for customer 1 and maybe a bottle of Confianza for customer number 2, you just got $100. The next day, you sign up one of your high school best friends to be a distributor. You teach her what is a loyal customer and how do you get 2 of them within your first 30 days. Now you just got another $100. So if you sign up 3 distributors a month and you teach them all how to get those 2 loyal customers within 30 days, you just got an extra $300, and it wasn't even your commission. That's just an extra bonus. That's not even part of your monthly commission. We get paid commission on the 15th of every month. We get paid fast start bonuses every single Friday if you earned one that week. So you definitely want to first get yourself fast start qualified so that you can earn those bonuses later. So that's probably one of my favorite things about this company is you check your email on a Friday and it's like, it works. Pay Portal has just loaded your account with, and you open it up, and those are the best emails ever you guys to open. So earn them, know them, love them. Okay, so that is pretty much everything I was going to cover. We are going to do an entirely separate Zoom on making over your Facebook, but just scratching the surface of it. As a new distributor, you definitely want to start remembering that your Facebook and your Instagram, that's your storefront. So you definitely want to keep it. You want to be yourself, but you definitely don't want to be posting a bunch of like vulgar, super controversial, political. Probably be a great idea to stay away from the whole pro and anti-vaccinations controversy on your face, just anything that's going to create, if you opened a store, if you wouldn't put it in the front window of your new store, don't put it on your Facebook page. So just remember, you don't want it to be a phone book of advertisements, because that is a major turnoff. You want it to be personal. You want it to be fun. You want it to be, you want it to set you apart from the other It Works distributors or any kind of network marketing that's on people's feeds. So you want to be unique. And there's just so much more to that, but that's a whole other Zoom. So just go through your Facebook if you just joined, and maybe just go through and delete some stuff, because when you're adding people, I know that I do this. When someone adds me as a friend, I don't know who they are. I click on them and I do like the little 15-second scroll. If somebody clicks on your profile and they do that 15-second scroll, what are they going to see? You don't want to discriminate against anybody. So if you add some new friends and they do that scroll and they're like, oh, who is this girl? You don't want that. So you just want to be, inviting. Like, you want your page to be interesting. So I post interesting recipes. I'll post really funny videos that I find. I'll post inspirational quotes, like stuff that people will actually look for, like, oh, I wonder what she posted today, and go and look on my page because they want to see what I'm doing. So, and then one other quick tip about your Facebook page. A lot of times new distributors will decide to make their whole profile that big picture on the main page, like It Works, blah, blah, blah. It's actually a really bad idea, because most people are just going to see that and be like, oh, this girl's just in a sales company, or she's trying to sell me something. You don't want to come out. You want to just be a real person, be the mom with the kids, just be you. And then they'll be introduced into everything else as they start seeing your feed. But you don't want to be, Sarah Smith, It Works distributor, I'm your rap girl, all this, stuff, and go to your leaders page, go to your diamond and above uplines page and look at their page and look and see what their page looks like, because you want to follow in the footsteps of the people that are where you want to go. Take advice from the people that are already been through some of the trenches to get where they want to be and figured out what doesn't work. I've had over 2 years of doing some stuff that definitely doesn't work, like having a separate Facebook page and thinking that by having your It Works wrap it up page and then your friends and family page and keeping them separate because you don't want to bug people. I promise you it doesn't work. You just got to incorporate it into your page. So take my advice on that one. And just know, you guys, your check, it's not about what your check is the first month. It's not even really about what your check is the first 6 months. It might not be. My first check was, I think, like $40. It wasn't that exciting, but, I can tell you 6 checks later, I was more than making enough to get my new car that I had wanted. My first, like I told you guys, my goal was to make $500 a month. So after 4 or 5 months of doing this part-time in my little tiny bits of spare time, I was already doing that. And shoot, what can I do now? I'm going to put in a little more time, see if I can get to $1,000 a month, because $1,000 a month was like half of my rent. Shoot, I'm going to try to do that, And then after that, it was about, well, how can I double that? I really would love to make $2,000 a month. That'll cover my rent plus like a grocery trip. How can I get to $2,000 a month? So that first paycheck that was $40, that second paycheck that was maybe not much more than that. Don't expect a ton to happen overnight. This is a real business. I know people always think about it like it's not. It is a real full-on business, and it does take time to build a business. So give it the time it deserves, because it will take you places that you've never been, literally never been. Just give it a year. I sat through a training like this 2 years ago. We didn't have video training. We had just regular old school conference calls, but I sat there and listened to a training, and I listened to my sponsor say, give this company a year, it will change your life. And I was like, well, it's kind of cheesy, but I'm going to give it a year. I'm too stubborn to not give it a year. And a year later, everything was different. And then the second year is when I was able to literally buy a house, quit my job. I mean, the second year was even more amazing, and who knows what that third year will look like. But keep building your business, stay consistent, stay connected. If there's one thing you take away from this training, I hope you will stay connected, not just to your sponsor, but to your team and to your team page, because there's so much valuable information on the daily that is posted, whether you're in my team page or whether you're on another leader's team page. Stay connected. And that is where the difference lies between quitting and staying. There's always going to be a day where you feel like quitting until you see somebody that, has been through worse and now they're making, $6,000 a month. And you're like, oh, I'm glad I saw what she had to say today because I wanted to quit. Stay connected and, just have fun with it. This business is so much fun. If you let it be. So, I hope that I was able to kind of answer everybody's questions, and yay, signing another one. And yes, somebody's asking about the bonuses. Message your sponsor and they'll give you all the details on that. But yeah, for those of you who are new, you have to, let me see, I just lost my train of thought. You need to download the Wired app right after this Zoom. If you haven't downloaded it, it's called Wired, W-I-R-E-D. And then you log in with your distributor ID and your password, and it is going to give you your own individualized bonus plan, how many days you have left and what bonus you're going for. So it's a really, really cool visual to be able to see, because, and it looks like this, the Wired app, when you open it up, on the bottom right-hand corner says Go Bonus. You click on that and it will tell you what bonus you're going for, how many days you have left to get there. Ooh, 33 days. That's scary. And you need those 4 loyals. You need 4 loyal customers to be eligible for any of those big bonuses. So if you're going fast, you're going for that $10,000. And if you don't meet the $10,000, there's the $5,000. And I will say, I didn't get a $10,000 bonus. When I was about ready to hit diamond, they ended the bonus. I didn't get there in time, basically. And I had been pushing and really trying super hard. And I fell a little bit short, did not get that $10,000 bonus. And remember earlier when I said there's times when you feel frustrated, you want to quit. And I felt pretty defeated. I felt pretty bummed out for a couple of days, but I kept going. And 6 weeks later, I hit diamond. And then I realized when you start seeing those diamond paychecks, it is not about the bonus. The bonus is, in fact, the definition of the word bonus is an excess, right? It's just a bonus. And I'm not downplaying $10,000 because it's amazing, but the paycheck as a diamond or above in this company is so much bigger than a bonus. If I would have quit because of $10,000, then I would have missed out on $95,000 in bonuses that I earned in 2016 because I kept going. So I don't care what happens in your business. And this might sound harsh, but the stupidest thing you could ever do is quit this company, because it is magical if you put in the work. I can't even. I'm like, sorry, an hour just went by and I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I love this company. Love all of you guys for being on this call. I will post the recording so you can fast forward and just rewatch some of it if you want to. But anyways, I hope you guys all have an amazing night, and I'll talk to you later.